Welcome to another update from Elixir's voyage around the world, and welcome to our cute little uninhabited atoll in the middle of the Pacific. If you're new here, my name's Max, and I've spent almost 4 years sailing around the world on Elixir, a Sparkman Stevens Swan 37, with a constantly changing group of friends. We are currently making our way across the South Pacific, and right now we're in the Tuamotus, which are the largest chain of atolls in the world. For the last 3 weeks, we have been living a very off-grid lifestyle, making our way through the vast archipelago. It's been a while since we last saw any form of civilization, and we've been in complete awe at the beauty of our surroundings. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Join the Patreon to hear about crewing opportunities on board Elixir. The goal of this voyage is to share the sailing lifestyle with as many people as possible, and we've already had over 50 different crew members join along the way. I hope you enjoy the video. What book are you reading?
Sextant.
How is it?
It's pretty good so far. I'm not too far in, but talking about the mapping of the world's oceans and the development of the sextant. It's really cool.
I'm reading The Crossing, My Journey to the Shattered Heart of Syria, about the Syrian war. And to be honest, it doesn't feel quite right reading it in a hammock on the beach, but here we are. I'm informing myself.
What book are you reading?
I'm reading about the coral reef fish, so I know what I'm going to shoot.
A shark?
Or what's going to steal my catch.
The Tuamotus are atolls, which means they are ring-shaped islands with a protected lagoon on the inside. Not all of them are accessible with a sailing boat, however some have a deep pass into the atoll, allowing us access to the sheltered anchorage on the inside. Because of their remoteness, most of the islands are uninhabited. In fact, we'd been in the islands for 3 weeks and we were still yet to meet any locals at all. The Tuamotus are part of French Polynesia, an overseas territory of France, and up until 1996, the French used these islands to test nuclear weapons, and access is still prohibited to some of these islands due to very high levels of radioactive contamination.
So we've just made landfall on the island of Tahanea. It's a beautiful small atoll with white sandy beaches, loads of coconut palm trees, and crystal clear water. I'm just out here going for a little walk, some steps in. I haven't been on land in probably a week maybe, so it feels good to walk around even though the sand isn't really soft. It's kind of just a bunch of broken coral. It's quite a beautiful island. Oh, look at that. That one looks like it's got a face. Oh! I'm walking around trying to find some easy picking coconuts, but they're all quite high up. Some of them are falling as well. Oh, Brooke, I found some that are kind of short. Maybe we can climb the tree.
Watch it.
Oh, that was a good fall.
Oh, you got it pretty good.
No! Coconut hunting mission is going well. We're finding coconuts. Problem is we can't really get them down. They're too high up. We've tried throwing stuff at them. We've tried climbing the trees. I think we're just gonna make the walk of shame back home without any coconuts. What are you up to, Max? Did you find that one, or was it on the ground?
No, I climbed up a tree. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah. We couldn't figure out how to climb any trees.
I picked you one over there if you wanna open it.
Thank you.
Do you want some coconut?
I'm gonna crack mine open.
Yeah, good idea.
Looks like the chillest spot ever, just laying in a hammock eating a coconut. I feel like I'm on Survivor right now. There's so much in there.
How is it?
It's good. It's a little grainy. I don't know if it's sand or coconut chunks, but it's really delicious.
Max, that's the content you want. Darn it! He's in!
No, it's extra salty.
Ooh, nice. Ooh. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I missed. Oh, the first one was so good.
Daddy chill.
If you know how to open a nut, comment below.
We've got salty nuts.
I might be in.
I'm just gonna eat mine like this.
He's in, sort of.
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yes. Well
Crack
done.
the nut.
The next bit is also quite hard, difficult, getting the f***ing flesh out of the...
Oh, can I try?
How is it?
It's alright. I don't really like it that much. I don't know if it was worth the effort. But you guys are welcome to try it.
Do you want to try some of the young one?
That ain't
No?
Maybe. Oh, shit, watch your fingers.
Yeah, I know. I just think, why did they make coconuts so hard to get into? Like, this is the only fruit or veg that you can find on these in the Tuamotus, and it's like, Max already had to scale a tree. Now it's like activity hour, trying to get into it.
Just watch your fingers.
Yeah, I'm probably going to lose a finger.
You're giving me anxiety.
Our favourite activity in the atoll was freediving in the pass, which was a quick dinghy ride away from the anchorage. As the tide rises and falls, all of the water inside the lagoon is fast out through this narrow reef pass. As a result, most of the time the current is tearing in and out. Because of this, we could only really freedive at slack water, otherwise you're just at the mercy of the current, which is just too strong to swim against. You've probably gathered this by now, but the marine life around these atolls is like something from another world. The water is warm, and as soon as you jump in, there's some interesting animals swimming around right in front of you. It was teeming. I almost didn't know which way to look as there was so much going on. Rising sea temperatures have caused a lot of coral bleaching in the Tuamotus, and many fragile reefs like this one have suffered massively. The result is a whitewashing of the reef, where much of the coral dies and loses its vibrant colour. That is so cool. But thankfully, this reef looked healthy to me, and the fish seemed happy, and I couldn't see any signs of coral bleaching. We made the most of the abundance of fish and decided to take a few for dinner. Spearfishing is risky in these islands, as a lot of the fish carry a toxin called ciguatera. I know a few people who have been poisoned with it, and honestly, it sounds like torture. We decided to go for a parrotfish. Honestly, I felt a little bad at first, as these fish are important for cleaning the corals. They are also just beautiful fish. But we were told that here they are abundant and okay to eat, as well as being one of the few fish that don't have the risk of carrying ciguatera.
Hey Max, can you come get us?
So we've just filleted a fish, and now we are teasing the sharks with a bit of it. Oh, they are hungry.
Touch its back with it.
Oh.
I do love them, they're so sweet.
Okay, so I'm from the UK and I'm not used to constantly having sharks around, but they were definitely starting to grow on me. These black-tip reef sharks are actually like cute sea puppies. I wish we could have kept one as a pet, and it was always fun to feed them the rest of the fish. The next hop was a 50-mile sail to one of the more populated atolls in the Tuamotus. The sail would take around 10 hours, and we decided to leave in the middle of the night so we could be sure that we'd arrive during daylight.
So we're just arriving into the south pass of Fakarava in the Tuamotus. It's 10 to 11. We've had a 50-mile overnight sail. We pulled up the anchor around midnight last night. It was a nice smooth sail, mostly downwind, and we had to time it really carefully because we had to get the right tide leaving Tahanea, and the right tide coming into Fakarava. But it looks really cool. There's some waves right at the edge of the pass, which look a little bit messy but kind of exciting because it's been a while. There's this cool little town as well, like village, with some huts that are coming out on stilts in a very picturesque manner, and a good few other boats anchored at this south anchorage as well. We're really excited about what's going to happen here. Shark time.
So we've just got to Fakarava, and we're here at the anchorage. There's a couple boat projects we have to do before we go have some fun. One of them is to clean the connectors on the windlass up button. It kind of intermittently works, and it makes pulling the anchor up a pain in the ass, so I'm gonna clean that right now. But if you look here, you can see there's a bit of corrosion on these contacts. I've sanded them a little bit already before I grab the GoPro, but I'm gonna give them a nice cleaning and then hopefully it should work fine. So all I'm doing is using sandpaper to kind of scratch off the corrosion, clean off these connections. I'll know I've done a good job when it turns kind of a coppery color, because that's just the substrate material underneath. There we go. A bit windy out here today. They say cruising is just doing boat work in beautiful places. And they're not wrong. But once I finish this, we can go snorkeling, play with some sharks. There we go. So I've gotten probably 99% of the corrosion off. So I'm gonna put it on here. And we'll give it a little test, see if it works. But yeah, I'm just gonna push the button, we'll see if the anchor comes up. Seems to be okay. Yep. I don't wanna hold it for too long because our anchor's already set. We don't really need to pull it up right now. It's tied off to this cleat. And we have our snubber tied on. So tested it twice and it worked immediately both times, so I think we're good.
It's been a while since we serviced the winches, so I'm just taking them off, taking the covers off and giving them a bit of a clean because they've been getting stuck recently. I'm re-greasing them. You can see that this one is pretty gross inside. But today we're in the atoll of Fakarava. It's a windy day and it's a stormy day, and we're gonna go and free dive at the Wall of Sharks. It's a dive spot with a wall and a lot of sharks. That's about all we know, but we're gonna go and have a little look and hopefully not get chomped. The whole thing of like swimming around sharks is pretty new to all of us, so it's kind of a little bit scary, especially when there's more than one. I think they're like a little bit unpredictable, but we've been told it's safe to swim here, so yeah, we're pretty excited to see some sharks.
I'm pretty excited, yeah. A little bit intimidated because I think there's tiger sharks there and they're pretty big, I think. So yeah, just hoping they kind of keep a safe distance and we'll watch them from afar. But maybe we'll get to ride one, who knows?
Are you gonna ride a tiger shark?
Yeah, I'm gonna tame one and call it Tigger, my friend.
The South Pass of Fakarava is a diving mecca. Generally, the reef passes are a hotspot for marine life, as the ocean's nutrients are concentrated as water flows in and out of the atoll's lagoon. Like everywhere else we'd dove in the Tuamotus, there were thousands of reef fish everywhere, as well as a handful of these black-tip reef sharks. One of the main attractions of this pass is the Wall of Sharks. It's about 15 meters deep, which for us is a bit far for free diving, but it's pretty easy to see how it got its name, as it's literally just a wall of sharks. There was also a load of these spotted groupers. We were only a week away from the grouper spawning, which is a huge annual event where all of the local groupers meet in the South Pass of Fakarava under the full moon and make babies.
Why are you soaking wet in inappropriate clothing, you may ask, Chloe? Because we've just lifted the anchor in this. And me and Nick just got absolutely dunked under the surf. Elixir's bow is bouncing like up to like 6 feet, 2 meters if you use the metric system. And we had to pull up the anchor and also take off all the fenders. You can see the other boats here are just like bouncing around. It felt like we were sailing upwind on anchor and we heard the chain caught on some corals. We really had to make a speedy exit as we were eating our porridge. Max is still in his PJs.
You're always a little bit on edge when you're anchored inside these atolls. Although you are fully protected, there is still 20 or 30 miles of fetch across the lagoon, which means that when the wind swings around, you can get a nasty chop coming at you from the other side of the atoll. This is really uncomfortable. There's also a risk of dragging onto the beach, and it makes it difficult to get the anchor up. We now had to move Elixir all the way to the other side of the atoll in order to find a sheltered anchorage. We'd definitely be back at the South Pass again, but for now the weather didn't allow it and it was time to get out. Thanks again for watching another update from our voyage around the world. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you could just engage with this video, like, comment, share, send it to one of your mates, I'd be very grateful. If you're enjoying the Elixir content and want to see more, then sign up to the Patreon. That's also the first place where I'm going to post any crewing opportunities on board Elixir. We also have t-shirts and tote bags on our online store. And yeah, thanks again for watching another one of these videos. I will see you next time.